What's up, world? Uko here from Better Therapy Now, and welcome to the Gratitude Mindset Lesson 2, The Science of Gratitude and Mental Health. So, part of gratitude practice is our capacity to focus the mind from negativity to positivity. This reduces the mind's capacity to ruminate on three things: stress, self doubt, and regret. Stress is associated with the future, and the future is where anxiety lives. You're stressing out about something that's going to happen in the future, and that's going to increase levels of anxiety. Regret. Regret is something that you're worried about in the past, something that happened in the past that didn't go so well, and you regret it. And the past is where depression lives. So if you are increasing regret, increasing rumination of things that happened in the past, you're going to increase your levels of depression. And then self-doubt and self-worth. So self-doubt and self-worth are kind of inverses of each other. They're kind of the reciprocal. If you increase self-doubt, you're going to decrease self-worth. And increased levels of anxiety and depression are going to increase that self-doubt, which is going to decrease self-worth. All of this makes up our emotional bandwidth. Now, what does gratitude practice do in this? Gratitude practice does something very, very important. It fills our emotional bandwidth with good things that you can see. Gratitude works because it does two things. One, it brings you in the present by removing you from the future and the past, right? You are thinking of something that is positive going on in your life right now. Number two is that it fills your emotional bandwidth with something that is present but real. And it's very important that it's real because it reinforces positivity in your life and optimism and opportunity with real things. This negates inauthenticity. One of the first things that people worry about when it comes to gratitude practices is inauthenticity because they don't want to be fake positive. So the gratitude practice forces you to think, because you have to think about positive things going on in your life and really overcome those barriers of anxiety and depression. And the process of thinking about something and trying to think about something that you're grateful for every day that's different from what you talked about the previous day is an exercise, and it's going to require some reflection. Next, you want to do two things in your gratitude practice. These two things are essential to making this practice effective. Number one, you want to do it every single day. This is why we do the discipline mindset first, as I said before, because it gives you the skill to be consistent, to do something every single day. That is what's going to make the gratitude practice work for you. If you have negative thoughts, negative thinking patterns, thought distortions, those have probably existed for a really long time. And it's going to take regular moments of identifying things that are good in your life to overcome those thoughts of being useless, of being worthless, of being stupid, of being ugly, of whatever the negative thought is that you struggle with. Is going to take multiple repetitions of identifying the good for you to change the neural networks in your mind and change the way that you see the world. Number two, in your gratitude practice, you want to at least try to identify something different every single day that you're grateful for. Most gratitude practices start with just a bullet point method. You're just making 1 to 3 bullet points of things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for the weather. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for the relationship with my parents or my kids. Very simple things, but try to make it different every single day, because after a couple of weeks, it's going to get hard. You're going to start feeling the urge to repeat things, and you're going to have to really think and become much more specific. It'll seem really cheesy at first, but this is the work to change and reform the way your mind thinks. Gratitude practice is a practice because it serves as a forcing function. It's very difficult to be grateful for something negative. So it forces you to identify positive things. You might be asking, how does gratitude change the way we think? How does it rewire our neural networks? Brain imaging research shows that gratitude activates the prefrontal cortex. That's the region of the brain associated with decision-making and emotional regulation. It also activates the anterior cingulate cortex. That region of the brain is associated with feelings of reward. Research from the University of California, Berkeley found that writing gratitude letters led to long-term mental health benefits, even when those letters weren't sent. The first worksheet is identifying positive aspects in your life. And this is a perfect first worksheet because most people, when they're beginning their gratitude practice, they just only see negative things in their life. And this forces you to get outside your head in the simplest way possible, which is through bullet points. It's just asking you to list positive things in different aspects of your life. This is a good exercise to do with a partner, with a spouse, with a sponsor, with a therapist, with a mental fitness coach, somebody that can hold you accountable. Having a partner will help you get outside your head if it's just soaked in negativity. You don't have to complete the entire worksheet on your first go. You want to try to complete the entire worksheet, but it might be difficult. Just keep trying until you complete that worksheet. The worksheet asks about several different things in your life. For example, it asks about personal growth. If you're having a hard time identifying some area in your life that you've grown in, open up a YouTube video, learn something new, and then write about how grateful you are for it. It's that easy. The truth is that gratitude is not really about being grateful. That's the practice. The practice is articulating and acknowledging what you're grateful for, but it's not really about that. The end goal in all of this is for you to develop a team that pushes you to be your best self every single day and to be resilient. That is the end goal that will push you and give you what you need to get to success, correct? You're not going to develop a team unless you connect with other people. And you're not going to connect with other people unless you like people. And you're not going to like people unless you like yourself. And gratitude is that first step to enhancing your self-worth by decreasing that self-doubt and taking you out of the anxiety of the future and the depression of the past. Is that first step because it forces you to acknowledge the good, and then you see everything in your life as opportunities and more of a positive light. And that leads you to liking your life, liking yourself, and then having the capacity to like other people. And that takes you to your steps to developing that team and being more resilient. The exercise in this lesson is what I consider to be a level 1 gratitude exercise. It requires you to list in bullet point form different things that you're grateful for. In lesson 3, we're going to do a level 2 gratitude exercise. This is the first step in developing a narrative of gratitude in your life through gratitude journaling. I'll see you in lesson 3.